Asili has locked himself in his office.
Afra?
Why would he put the
What a
lock on the
surprise
outside?
To see you here. You finally came to your senses.
Master, it's not...
Who is this person?
I am the legate of the merchant congregation, and I'm here to put an end to your crimes.
My crimes? What are you talking about? My work was for the good of humanity. Don't tell me you're crying over some savages.
And not.
The survival of our species requires sacrifice.
Ask him about his research.
What did you hope to find from all these experiments?
Since the Malachor never reached this island, I wanted to check if these savages were sensitive to it. And I discovered that they were naturally resistant. Do you realize the implications of this discovery? So I tried to isolate this resistance to develop a cure in order to send it to the people on the continent. But I doubt that you.
So for Weekend Full of Streams. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, Maddie. Have a good night.
This man is a cold-blooded reptile. My brothers and sisters were no more than ants to him.
I just want to kill him.
You are a very beautiful specimen. When I think of the power flowing through your veins. Come on, Afra, my dear student. Will you let these narrow-minded inquisitors decide my fate? Are you not also devoted to science and truth?
Science and truth do not excuse your lack of humanity. I'm ashamed of having been taught by you, and that I didn't warn Burin that you'd gone mad. If I had, we could have prevented all of this.
You disappoint me so much, Afra. A second time. When I think what I wasted trying to teach you science.
We learned everything we wanted to know. This lab will close and you will answer for everything you have done.
You think so? Guards, capture these people!
Where were these guards?
Watch out! Grenade!
Ow!
Stop! Think of my knowledge. All that I have accomplished. That can never disappear.
We're gonna stop him.
You will
I want to
answer
kill
for your
him,
crimes
but
in
we're gonna
court.
stop him.
But I'll be out soon. My colleagues will understand the importance of my work.
We shall see about that.
Okay. Sealy blunderbuss. Oh. Worse than what I got, actually. Letter to the Dr. Sealy from another doctor. It is a good job of having the young governor of New Serene and his cousin take the potion you sent me. I was very cautious as ordered. No one else touched it. However, I must admit that I found your requests slightly unusual and dangerous. We are allies with... I'm afraid he may not approve our implication in what would be perceived as poisoning. Wait, did you give him the Malachor? Hope in the future you perform this kind of mission by yourself rather than risking lives of your colleagues. What?
I can't believe it. Constantine's Malachor was caused by a silly. The potion we were made to drink when we landed on the island was contaminated. How dare he do such a thing? And why?
You killed the governor?
Let's go. I found a way out of the city. But be careful. You are weakened, and creatures roam these tunnels. I will lead the way.
Watch out! Grenade!
All right. Here. Oh. I can't get out of that.
Watch out! Grenade!
Not too shabby. I cannot believe that they just poisoned my cousin. But I didn't get sick.
There you are. You're free.
You have saved our lives. How can we thank you?
We will never forget what you have done for us on Almenawi.
Yes, we will always be grateful.
We're not very far from the Hikmet outpost. You will have to be careful.
I know how to reach the port without being seen.
Perfect. As for you, you should take refuge in Vigshadir. You will be safe there, but you should avoid the Alliance patrols.
We'll get there. Qua awalem segven.
All right, going back to yeah, how much ammo do I got? 73. All right. This was a good side quest. I like this one, and it was dark. How's my weight now? I'm getting a little heavy. Let's sell some stuff.
Come closer.
Close
You're
enough.
excellent.
Sell. I might keep that. Maybe I'll try. Long blade. I'm not 100% excited. I'm gonna keep that. Just see if that's better for Kurt. I wonder if that's better for her. And that's better. Not the biggest fan of that, but it is better, so we'll wear it. Oh, I sold it, didn't I? Oh, well. Wasn't that much better. I could probably buy it back too, right? I could actually wear that. I'll hold on to that, see if somebody else wants to wear it. That I'll wear. I don't have a boot fetish. A lot of boots. Okay. Should just sell all junk. Okay,
Thanks
so
for your visit.
yeah, you're welcome. All right, Afra. Is it the gun? Oh no, your gun is freaking awesome. All right, never mind of that one. Armor. Okay, do good armor too. All right, how about Siora? Don't have any endurance. All right. All right. Go talk to the governor. Then we got to go to San Matthias. Matthias? I think that's how it's pronounced. I think when we get to our room, I might want to see if I can upgrade this.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, and to what do I owe this honor?
Laboratory.
I've been to Asili's laboratory, and what I discovered was abominable. Hundreds of poor souls tortured, victims of horrifying experiments. There were so many dead that a pit had been dug to burn the bodies.
How horrifying. I cannot believe it.
The natives were not the only victims of these crimes. There
Oh,
were
I got
also a
rep
number
from
of
that?
Nauts.
Noughts? Pardon me for doubting you, but do you have proof of what you say? And have you brought Dr. Asili to me so he may answer these accusations?
Yes, we captured him.
Really? Very well. I will ensure that he is judged as quickly as possible. What was done with the prisoners that were being held in the laboratory?
They were freed. The Danae Exregau are satisfied and should call off their attack.
What a relief. Finally, some good news. How can I repay you?
By allowing me to take part in the trial proceedings. What I saw merits justice, and I fear that the accused will find a great many defenders amongst his fellow savants.
It is a rather novel request, but granted. I shall inform the prosecutor. Let us remember that the madness of a man should not cast a shadow upon the greater sum of his work. His research is perhaps our only chance of discovering a remedy. Would you like to speak with me about any other subjects?
Nope.
I have to go. Look forward to seeing you again.
Farewell, my lord.
Offer my help to the attorney. Right. What is in here? I like this quest line. This one was really... Most of these quest lines in here are really good. Now I keep repeating myself, but they all hold my interest. Through here. Oh, the attorney doesn't want to be found.
Hello. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Desarde. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. Governor Burren told me to pay you a visit.
Oh, it is you who arrested Dr. Asili and must help me prepare the trial.
Exactly.
Excellent. We will have lots to do if we want the doctor to pay for his crimes. The accused has a lot of support. Any evidence and testimonies you can gather will be useful.
We'll have no problem gathering witnesses. His laboratory cells were full of them.
We will call them to the witness box, of course. But be aware that if the victims are natives, their words will unfortunately not carry much weight here.
There were also some Nauts. Perhaps I could convince some of the doctor's colleagues to talk.
Their testimony will be crucial. The word of other scholars
Someone
is likely to be
peeing in
the
there?
only
That's what it
thing that
sounds like.
condemns him. That plus any material evidence you can gather.
I picked up a strange powder in the laboratory. A substance that I've not been able to identify.
You should show it to an alchemist. We need to know what it is to be able to use it.
These documents describe Dr. Asili's work, as well as the horrible experiments he was performing.
Perfect. I will read them in detail. We will no doubt find something to support my prosecution.
I have found a letter proving that Dr. Asili voluntarily transmitted the Malachor to my cousin, Constantin d'Orsay. I would like to add that I too was a victim of this poisoning.
Did the accused try to take the life of the governor of New Serene? This is an extremely serious crime.
Indeed. He saw my cousin and me as the ideal control group to prove his theories. And no humanitarian or diplomatic consideration could put a stop to his ambition.
This letter alone is crucial proof. I will put it on our file.
Do we have any chance of winning?
Yes, I am rather confident. You have provided overwhelming evidence. But if we had witnesses, we would have an even bigger chance of winning.
I will return to you soon. The Nauts should be at the port, and the islanders had to take refuge in Vikshadir. As for the scientists, they said they would go back to the governor's laboratory. I should give this powder to someone who can tell me what it is.
Okay. I took the wrong turn. Okay, so I can talk to Afra. Where are you at?
Desade, I'm happy to see you. Can I do anything for you?
Her master.
I would like you to tell me about Asili.
I was expecting you to come and see me about this. What would you like to know?
About the experiments.
Were you aware of Dr. Asili's experiments?
In part, yes. That's why I chose not to be his student any longer.
Why not say anything?
Because I never thought he would go so far. Over time, he became more and more cruel. I found his approach brutal. As if by meeting the natives it deprived him of all humanity. He spoke of them as test subjects, never as people. But there was a time when he was the greatest doctor and scientist in the Alliance. And I clung on to that memory.
You do know that you were captured thanks to him?
Yes, but I thought the natives wanted to trade us merely as prisoners of war. I was blind. And stupid. I regret it terribly.
Excess of science.
Do you think, as your master does, that science justifies all sacrifices?
No. I may have believed that at one time, without of course ever imagining that we'd resort to such cruel treatment. But Dunkus, you and Siora have opened my eyes to the limits of science. To worship it as we do in the Alliance does not make us better than Thélème.
Need a such method.
In your opinion, were the horrors practiced in this laboratory necessary for his research?
No, even if he was convinced of it. General interest outweighs the suffering of a few individuals. He wanted results quickly, to the point of neglecting slower, more humane methods. I hope we'll succeed in ensuring these experiments never happen again.
Participate?
Would you be willing to testify against Dr. Asili during his trial?
Of course. I was going to talk to you about that. I want to convince my colleagues that we must give up these kind of methods. And even if it costs me dearly, I want my master to pay for what he did. Anything else?
Nope.
I must leave you.
Okay, we got the alchemist and we got the knot. Now, would it even matter if we got the Islanders? Because I don't know if they'd bleed them anyway. It's not like they liked or listened to any of them. Here. Research documents of Dr. Onur. File contains the notes of Dr. Onur. More understand of his sketches and notes. He sought to discover how patients were contaminated and focused on the water patients might have ingested. On the file, I can see the words which were obviously written by Dr. Seeley saying, "Completely useless research. Give up, Onur. We have much better things to do." Let's find this doctor. staring at that cabinet. What you're looking at?
Dr. Honor, what do you want?
I think I've seen your brother. About his work.
What is your role and what is your research topic?
I'm in charge of the governor's laboratories. My main research concerns the Malachor, of course. Above all, we searched for a way to reduce the suffering of the sick.
Searched?
Now that we have access to my colleague Asili's work, it gives us hope of finding a cure.
So the crimes he committed while conducting his work do not concern you?
He will be judged for that. But it would be a shame for him to have done all this for nothing.
Current reputation.
What do you think of Dr. Asili now that you've learned how he conducted his research?
Well, obviously the few excesses he has conceded himself are unfortunate, but he remains the greatest scientist that the Alliance has ever known. His work has had a profound effect on science. It seems quite unfair to me to reduce his life's work just to what he has done lately.
If I understand correctly, you will be one of his defenders.
Naturally. I don't deny that he made a terrible mistake, but he meant well. And he was probably acting on behalf of our helplessness to combat the Malachor.
Ask me to testify against.
Would you agree to speak at the trial? Your influence could be crucial.
Oh, but I already intended to give a statement. His lawyer came to find me.
So are you ready to defend a man who used to torture and murder to advance his research?
Indeed, because I think the entire work of a scientist should not be judged on a single mistake. It is obvious that he should not have used such methods, but Asili has never been very political. I doubt he understood the implications of his actions.
So you're saying the only problem in this case is political?
Essentially, yes. The war he nearly caused could have been expensive for our governor and the city, but let's not fool ourselves. No tears will be shed over the fate of a few of those bloodthirsty savages.
Convince him? Abandoned research.
I took a look at a few pages of your research. I was very impressed.
Really? You're very kind. But these are the leads we had to abandon.
Due to pressure from Dr. Asili, if I've understood correctly.
Indeed. According to him, focusing on the reasons behind the contamination was a waste of time. All that mattered was the cure.
And you want to defend him? How many promising leads did you give up to please him? Why continue to serve him when you could finally gain your independence?
You are not wrong. Very well. You've convinced me. I will now testify for the prosecution. It is true that it's time to turn the page and leave his cruel methods behind.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Honor is an influential scholar. His testimony would convince the judges.
All right. Get yourself a knot. Wait a minute.